We talk constantly about the U.S. military's bravery, the British tenacity, and the sheer force of the Soviet Union. But there's a crucial piece of the Allied puzzle often overlooked, one that haunted the German high command and chilled the blood of frontline Wehrmacht troops. They were the soldiers from the north, the Canadian Infantry. Despite Canada being a smaller nation, German field reports consistently ranked them as the most formidable, aggressive, and feared opponent on the Western Front, particularly in close combat. Today, we're digging deep into the four core reasons, from superior tactics to their no-prisoners reputation, that made the Canadian Corps the ultimate nightmare for Hitler's army. The fear begins with a legend, Vimy Ridge in 1917. This wasn't just another battle. It was a Canadian masterpiece. For the first time, all four Canadian divisions fought together, using a revolutionary creeping barrage technique and detailed rehearsal planning. The American connection. While U.S. troops were still preparing to enter the Great War, the Canadians were rewriting the tactical playbook. They learned from years of trench warfare how to execute a systematic professional attack, something the Germans respected and dreaded. This World War I victory solidified their reputation. By the time World War II erupted, the Germans knew what Canada brought to the fight. Unlike rapid wartime expansions in other countries, the Canadian forces maintained a higher standard of pre-selection and training, ensuring quality over sheer quantity. The Canadian approach to combat was almost uniformly aggressive. Their doctrine emphasized attack, maintaining momentum, and utilizing maximum available firepower, a stark contrast to more cautious or defensive strategies often seen elsewhere. Firepower superiority. Canadian units excelled at hosing down enemy positions. Using powerful weapons like the Bren light machine gun, they would achieve a stunning volume of fire, pinning down German troops and preventing effective counterfire. They believed in solving problems with immediate, overwhelming destruction. Consider the horrific Battle of the Scheldt in 1944. A brutal, grinding effort to clear the approaches to the port of Antwerp. The Germans knew the value of the terrain, but the Canadians pushed through impossible conditions, minefields, flooded land, and brutal close-quarters combat, displaying a willingness to take devastating losses for the objective. This combination of relentless forward pressure and intense, localized fire made them terrifying to defend against. They didn't just fight, they surged. This is where the story turns dark. The most potent German fear was the psychological one, the pervasive rumor that the Canadian infantry did not take prisoners. The root of the rumor. During the Normandy campaign, Canadian units were often locked in intense, brutal combat with the fanatical Waffen-SS divisions, who were notorious for committing atrocities against both civilians and captured Allied soldiers. When Canadian troops encountered evidence of these war crimes or witnessed their own comrades executed, the fight became personal. There are well-documented accounts of Canadian troops engaging in retaliatory actions, particularly against SS units, leading to the widespread belief among German troops that surrendering to Canadians was a death sentence. Whether fully true or partly exaggerated, this reputation became a self-fulfilling prophecy. German soldiers, knowing surrender might be futile, often fought harder and longer against the Canadians, creating the very bloodbath they feared. The fear itself became a weapon. A final, critical factor was the superior small unit leadership. The Canadian Army placed immense trust and authority in its junior officers and non-commissioned officers. This decentralized command meant that when communication broke down, which it often did in the chaos of battle, Canadian platoons and sections could continue to fight effectively, improvising and adapting to enemy tactics without needing orders from high command.